Hello there, my name's Miss Maya. I work on the Careers and Progression team at Wargrove School, and this Loom video has been put together for students who are in the process of picking their GCSE options. It's also been put together for parents and carers so that you can support your daughter in making their Key Stage 4 GCSE options. So, first of all, introductions. My name is Miss Maya. I am the careers lead at Wargrove School, and I'm delighted to say that at Wargrove we hold the Investor in Careers Award. This is an external quality award that has been awarded to the school, and one of the reasons why we have this award is because we have an excellent careers programme for our students. I am also part of the Career Development Institute. This is the professional body for career development practitioners. I'm a qualified careers advisor, and just before Christmas, I graduated with a master's in careers management. And hopefully that is an example to students that lifelong learning is an endeavour. So students, you really are at the start of your journey in terms of year 9 is when you really start making key decisions about your futures. At Wargrove, we run a careers programme all the way from year 7 right to year 13. But it's really at year 9 that you start making some big decisions. So you will be, at the moment, be choosing your GCSE options. In year 10 and year 11, that's followed by choosing your post-16 options. And this involves looking at A-levels and BTECs and apprenticeships as well. In year 12 and year 13, you'll be exploring your post-18 options. This involves looking at higher education and university courses. Students go on to do high-level apprenticeships and degree-level apprenticeships. And also, some students go into the world of work. We offer quite a comprehensive careers programme, which aims the aim of this is that students build key career management skills so that you will be able to have careers that are happy, successful, and fulfilling. So focusing back to year 9, the advice and guidance that I would give you is the following. So really choose your subjects and make sure that you pick subjects that you enjoy. Research has shown that when students pick subjects that they enjoy, that they tend to do really well in. And something that employers and universities will be particularly interested in is the actual grade that students get for their GCSEs. Make sure that you know what is covered in the syllabus that you'll be studying for the next 2 years. Every year when I do year 11 career guidance interviews, students will say, "Miss, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into and what the subject entailed." So some examples include students that do PE GCSE. Normally students pick PE GCSE because they have a real love for sports, but don't quite enjoy the theoretical side that comes with the subject. Similarly, there are students who may have a particular love of, for example, medieval history, and they choose history as an option and discover that medieval history is not covered in the GCSE syllabus. If you have some career ideas, do some research to ensure that you're taking the right subjects. Research what GCSEs are required, what post-16 options are required, and if the jobs entail going on to university. Some students have quite a strong idea of what they'd like to study at university. So my advice around that is work backwards in terms of what GCSEs and A-levels or BTECs do you need in order to get onto that course. One popular query that I have every year is whether or not to take the double or the triple science. My advice around that is students who are thinking of doing triple science, please speak to your teachers about this. They will know you in quite they'll know you quite well, and they will be able to talk to you about your capabilities of doing triple science. If students do double science, you are not then at a disadvantage if you want to study one of the sciences for A level. What you will find is there will be some content maybe that you haven't covered at GCSE. So the learning curve is a lot steeper, but you will not be at a disadvantage if you choose double science and want to go on to do A level science. And finally, just a final point on this slide is I want to talk to you about the idea of squiggly lines, not ladders, when it comes to careers. Often, when students are young, they have an idea that having a career is a linear process and you go up a ladder. Careers are more like squiggly lines and all over the place. And what you will find is that as you grow older, you will grow, you will change, your values will change as you grow as well. You might develop certain interests and that you didn't have when you were 15. You will change as people. The values that you have at 15 and your idea of the world at 15 might not be the same when you're 25. So really, what I want to do is just leave you with the idea that careers don't happen in a linear process. It can be quite messy, and there can be ups and downs. So, as you saw from one of the earlier slides, Year 9 is really where the decision process starts for you in order to make really big decisions. And after that, before you know it, you'll be picking your post-16 and your post-18 options. So I'd really encourage you to use Year 9 to start getting career curious. And one of the things that I would suggest that you start looking at is start asking yourself, what are your super strengths? And by super strengths, I don't mean what are you good at in the classroom. Think about your life outside of the classroom. Are you someone that's good at origami? Do you have a interest in manga art? Are you creative and good with your hands? Think about smaller successes. So people like public figures like J.K. Rowling, who've had huge successes, have usually had smaller successes in order to get to that. In order to get to a point where that they've had big success. So think about the smaller things that have helped you maybe build your confidence, or something that you've learned over a certain amount of time. Have you learned a new skill? Have you learned how to play an instrument? In the last 6 months, have you become a better cook? One of my small successes today has been being able to navigate the technology to be able to create this Loom video. I'd also encourage you to think about I'd also encourage you to think about what are you curious about? What do you want to learn more about? There's a big world out there, and often the more curious we are, and we investigate those things, you never know what you're going to come across. I would also encourage you to start exploring and talking to people around you. What do they do? What kind of jobs do they have? Is there someone that you really look up to and you think, I really want to know more about your job? What skills do they use? What do they wish they knew when they were your age? Have a Google Meet with someone that you know, or have a cup of tea and just talk to people around you that you look up to. I'd also encourage you to see some career talks. One of the good things that's come out the last 18 months is there is abundance of virtual resources out there. And I'd like to draw your attention to the Experience and Inspiration Programme, where there are leading figures in sectors in the world of work, where people talk about what they do. The website also offers excellent virtual work experience programs as well. So do have a look in order to get career curious. I'd also encourage you to test ideas through work experience. This is something that you will find out more about in the next couple of months. And it's Miss Hopping who is in charge of work experience at the school for Key Stage 4 students. So are you someone who is interested in becoming a vet? If you are, in the next couple of months, can you get talking to someone who maybe runs a local veterinary surgery? Can you go in there to see what kind of jobs are involved when you work in a vet, or if you specifically want to be a vet, can you watch someone who is a vet? So, and also when in my time at Wardegrave, sometimes students have gone on to do work experience, and it's either cemented what they really want to do, or they've decided that it's not for them. And even when it's not worked out, students have found the experience really, really valuable. So I hope you have found this video useful. If you need to get in touch, please do email me on the email address that is on this screen. Remember to speak to the subject teachers, students. Make sure you speak to your parents, older siblings who've maybe gone through the system, and do get in touch if you have any queries. Take care, stay safe, goodbye.